All right, Kylie, thank you. Well, here is a staggering figure for you. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, some 460,000 working age adults in Indiana don't have a high school diploma, which of course makes it difficult for them to find jobs. Goodwill Education Initiatives, through its Excel Centers, has been on a 10-year quest to reverse that trend. And it just got a huge boost to continue that mission. And in our Eye on Education segment this week, Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana CEO and President Kent Kramer is here to explain what's behind that $1 million gift. And Kent, welcome to the program as always.
Thanks for having me.
We'll talk about the gift in a moment, but I think this is one of the true cool success stories, if you will, the Excel Centers. Talk about what they are. I know they're for adult age learners, but give us the model, if you will, for the Excel Centers.
Yeah, Gary, like you said, there's 460,000 working age Hoosiers that don't have a high school diploma. We saw that and saw an opportunity to build a solution for them. And when we kind of peeled back who these folks were, we found individuals in their mid-20s that were trying to make their way and find their way towards work and education, and they kept coming across stumbling blocks. So these are individuals that have kids, mid-20s, trying to find a good job and just having difficulty. So those are the ones we target, and you know, the first one opened 10 years ago, and we had 300 seats, and 6 months into it, we had 2,000 on the waiting list. So we knew we were onto something.
Knew you were onto something, and that was that first one. You have expanded not only here in Indiana, but around the country. Talk about the footprint of these Excel Centers.
Yes, so we operate 15 here in Central and Southern Indiana, 6 in Marion County, but we've also, a few years back, started licensing the model to other Goodwills, and now there's 16 in 5 other states in the District of Columbia.
Just received really a huge gift, a boost to your efforts. Zink and his family, a $1 million gift in the form of a building in the Meadows on the kind of the near northeast side of Indianapolis. Talk about the importance of that gift and what it will allow you to do.
That gift has been a game changer. Because, you know, this is a bricks and mortar school. The students are in their seats and learning, and we have licensed teachers and daycare and life coaches in the Excel Center. So this is a 22,000 square foot building that we have leased off of Gene for 8.5 years now, and paying rent, and he really believes, and his family believes in the mission, so that donation is huge. So instead of paying rent now, we can sink those resources back into students and serve even more individuals.
Zink, certainly a great business executive, philanthropist, as is his family. That's very positive. The success stories, I know there are many coming out of the Excel Centers, but you talk about single mothers, you having child care on site, all the kinds of things that make it possible for individuals to advance their careers. Any examples you could give us at, you know, some of these success stories coming out of the Excel Centers?
Yeah, so we just came off our graduations. We have graduations 2 times a year, and several hundred young adults walking across the stage, and one in particular that really made my kind of heart sing was Dylan Snell. And Dylan was a graduate 6 years ago from the Excel Center in Anderson, and Dylan got his high school diploma, additional certifications, worked for us for a while, but then took a job with Kirby Risk and has gone into leadership there. Dylan came back and was the keynote speaker at that graduation. Yeah. So what's exciting about an Excel Center graduate is they get their high school diploma. This is a true high school diploma, but 99% get additional industry recognized certifications and college dual credit. So what we see is them either going on to further their education or go right into the workforce. So we're seeing immediate success from that credential earned. And
these Excel Centers obviously are changing lives, but also, and certainly in a tight labor market, having an impact on workforce.
Absolutely, absolutely. What we see is about 30% of those that come to us are not employed. So they're a high school dropout, not employed, limited opportunities. They get that high school diploma, as I said, additional certifications. And what we're seeing is LEO, the Lab for Economic Opportunity, did a study out of Notre Dame, out of our first several years of graduates. And what we saw is 3 years post-enrollment, in the Excel Center, we saw a $17,000 wage gain.
Wow.
So what we're seeing is them finding success after graduation.
Excel Center is a great success story. Gene Zink and his family with big donations to further that cause. Kent Kramer is the CEO of Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana. Kent is always welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right. Well, a reminder, all of our Eye on Education segments can be found at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. And if you have a story idea, please send it to lead producer Tara Twig at ttwig@growindiana.net.